Hello, ladies. Welcome to Truth Serum Tuesday. So I just want to forewarn you. I raced home. I just got out of my office. I raced home, and I had my phone plugged in because it was dying. So you guys know how sometimes technically challenged I am. And Ronica is making some curry, and it is so spicy that it's making kind of like my throat like tickle. So if I'm during the whole entire time, you'll know why. But I'm so grateful to be able to have homemade curry. So that's a plus. But I just want to let you know what that's a little bit about. Hey, Rita, I think it's your first time here. Is it your first time here? Say yes in the comments if it is. So glad to have you. If you're logging on, make sure to say hi so I can say hi to you. Know that I can't see you, but you can see me. I can see what you say in the comments and like the thumbs up and hearts, because I'll ask for that periodically. Well, probably a lot actually. And so I'll be able to see you. But some people are like, oh my gosh, I totally thought you could see me. Hey, Leslie. Oh, excited about the topic. The topic is intense. I am excited about the topic. And so I don't want to get too far into it yet. I want to make sure to give enough time. But as I'm sitting here and I'm clearing my throat because I have got the hot pepper chili kind of coming in over here. Thank goodness, because I'm going to have awesome dinner when I'm done. And my friend, it's not, oh, I think you have been on before. Yes, you're right. But I love the heart and the thumbs up. That's awesome. So if there are times during this video when things really resonate with you, I love to hear about that. You can comment below. Sometimes I won't be able to keep up on the comments because they come pretty fast, but I'll do my very best. And you can push the thumbs up and the hearts button that's on the bottom to let me know that it resonates with you. Sorry, see what's going to happen? This is just the real thing. If you want authentic, then I'm the person for you. Hey, Veronica, nice to have you on here. So, Leslie was talking that she's excited about the topic. And I want to tell you a little bit about why I chose this topic. The topic tonight is finding traction. Hey, Gabby. Oh my gosh. The thumbs up and the hearts are really working tonight. So that's awesome. Rita's, I never tried curry. Got to try it sometime. Oh, yes. Homemade is the best. We totally eat a lot of Indian food in my house. And just probably ethnic food altogether because we love that. So the other night, how many of you have Netflix? Put thumbs up, hearts if you have Netflix. Let me see it. We only have Netflix. We don't have regular TV here. And I'm always looking for cool documentaries to watch. And I watched this documentary that Ronica found on Netflix, and it's called Finding Traction. And so it's all about this woman. I think she's in her 40s. Her name is Nikki Kimball, and she's an extreme marathon runner. And so she is running, let me see here. I need to look on this thing. She was on her quest to become the fastest person in history to run America's oldest hiking trail. It's the 273-mile long trail. So what she was going to do is she wanted to beat the men's record and the women's record and the fastest time to run 273 miles. So knowing that this is in Vermont and we're talking about having to go through so many different emotions and ways of being and how to keep pursuing and pursuing and pursuing and going and going and going. And I've never watched a documentary, hey Margaret, where I've literally seen the same emotions that I've felt in living my authentic life and in being a female entrepreneur. Because, and I'm not just talking about, I mean, being an entrepreneur isn't for people that are like the weak at heart. You have these ups and downs. You have all these emotions of doubt and fear and overcoming and joy and proud and motivated and not motivated and depressed and anxiety. I mean, you go through these things on a regular basis. So as many of you know, I'm all about finding true contentment and having true contentment throughout all of those emotions. But as I watched this woman, Nikki, run for 4 days and literally on maybe, I don't know, I would say 10 hours sleep in 4 days, and watching her be on a high and watching her be on a low and watching her be in an extreme pain and watching her push through the pain. Hey, Erica. Her documentary was all about how she continues to find the traction to move forward, to keep going towards her goal, her dream of overcoming and beating the men's and women's record for running this 273-mile long trail. And it has an elevation climb that's as over the course of the trail, it has an elevation climb of Mount Everest. So she's like going up ladders, going down ladders on sheer rock sides. She's doing it all. And so I'm going to post the link to this, or post the trailer. She had a Banff, she was part of the Banff Film Festival. And it just really resonated with me. And so on there, she's on this one point, and she's like on day 3, I think. And she's running and running and running. And she is so extremely exhausted. I mean, she's been up for over 24 hours. She's, her feet have huge, nasty blisters. I mean, like, it's intense. And she's got tape on her knees and all this kind of stuff. And she starts crying, and she just sits down, and she has one of her running partners with her. These people would run the trail with her. So again, it's all about having some support too, that support you can really trust. And she's like, as she's weeping, she's like, can I just have a 5-minute nap? I just need 5 minutes. Crying, breaking down. She's like, I just want to die. And her buddy next to her says, you can do it. You can do it. And they both get up and they start running together. And I don't know how many of you have ever felt that way, but have you just literally or conceptually had these moments in your life? Make sure to put the thumbs up or the hearts, where you're just like, I can't do it anymore. I can't go one more step. I can't go one more day. I can't hear one more sad story about a child. I can't face another issue in my life. I just can't do it. I just want to stop, and I want to say no more. So if you have felt that way, push the thumbs up and the hearts, because I know that I have. And so how do we find traction in those moments to get up and keep running, to get up and keep going? So the first thing always, always, always is support. That is what this group is about for me. That is why I created this group, because I wanted to have a larger platform to support people that want to be empowered and have inspiration and just want to know that someone else is out there. And you're not the only one that feels that way. From all the hearts and all the thumbs up, you can know that you're not the only one that's ever wanted to quit. And we've talked about quitting before, but this is kind of like in a different, you just keep going. So there's one quote in there that caught me, and it said, a life is governed by what you are capable of doing. And that determines what you can become, or that determines what you become. And so many of us, we give up before we really test ourselves about what we are capable of. And so many things get us down. Put in the comments of things that have gotten you guys down, that have just was like, oh, you know, this really makes me feel down, like I can't keep going. And in that moment, you're like, I don't know if I can go any further. So it's the same thing. Tell me some circumstances, tell me some things that caused you to just almost stop in your tracks. Tell me about them. I want to see in the comments below. So a life is governed by what you're capable of doing. And sometimes we need to push the envelope. Marriage, yes, Huge one. Health issues. Margaret, yes. Yes, yes. Sometimes we need to push ourselves because we then take it to the next level. If you're an entrepreneur out there, or if you've ever done like a business on your own, push the thumbs up or hearts. Or if you've ever gone through something and you have felt alone. Gabby says family responsibilities and work. Yes, not enough money. Money, huge. Money is a huge one. Health issues are huge. So for me as an entrepreneur, you know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it in my own business. Now, I knew I had confidence in myself. I knew I had skills. I knew I had abilities. I knew I had an ability to connect with other people. I knew I was good at what I did. But that doesn't mean I didn't have fear and doubt. But if I didn't push the envelope of what I thought I was capable of, I would never be doing this Facebook Live video right now. Ever. If I didn't get on the first Facebook Live video with freaking fear in me to do it anyway, I never would be able to be on here talking to you. You would never be able to share your story with the other women on here. You would never be able to create a community with me of building to 500 women that can just support each other without judgment. So many of you have listed the things that have gotten you down. Tell me one way that you have gotten up and found more traction. One way. How did you do that? How did you get your butt up one more time? Margaret says you. Oh, yeah, that's sometimes how it works. You find a support person, right? That's what I do. I support women. I love it. I empower them, and I speak the truth. So, oh, thanks, Gabby. Love you, sister. So, tell me the things that made you push through. Rita, faith, right. My sisters, Gabby, yeah. So Rita too, it's not just faith in something else like a higher power or God, but it's faith that it will be okay. Knowing that you can do this, although you may not recognize it consciously at the moment, something drives you. Erica says, you're really a big part. Oh, thanks. Yes, go see Erica. Yes, she's awesome. Gabby says, my family. So when you have to get the gumption, when you have to grab yourself by the brass ovaries and say, enough is enough, I'm moving on. I'm not going to do this. I'm getting myself because I know I am worth it. I know that the life I want to live is worth it. In that moment, you begin living the life you've always wanted to live. And that is kick-ass. I'm telling you, I'm living the life I've wanted to be living. So many people on here know my journey. They know that this has been my dream for forever. And finally, I jumped off the cliff into the Grand Canyon and magically grew some wings. And now I'm flying around living the life that I want to be living. Is it always perfect? No. Is that okay? Yes. Because I know from within, right? So at the end of this documentary, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it in the comments. So make sure to look for the trailer because it's really phenomenal. At the end, it says how it talks about all of these different emotions. So I'm going to pull this up here so I can read it. So the documentary was all about finding drive. It was about finding grit, experiencing exhaustion, finding pain, finding fear, finding courage, finding ecstasy. Yes, that can be one too. Finding punishment, finding strength, finding anguish, hope, glory, finding your limits, finding defeat, and finally finding traction to keep moving forward. Because it's when you allow yourself to experience all of those things that you then find out what you're really capable of and what you then become. Right? Sometimes we let fear stop us. Sometimes we let our own self-doubt stop us. That is what we choose for whatever reason. But that does not equal who you are. You have everything you need within you to be whatever you want to be, to become whatever you want to become. It's already there. Sometimes it's just covered up. So the one thing you thought you weren't capable of, I would challenge you right now to ride the wave of emotion so that you can find what you are actually capable of. Surround yourself with people that can support you the way you need to be supported, not the way they can, people can support us, but I surround myself with people and women just like all of you that support me. And I do that because I can then feel the support because it's the way that I need to feel it. I can tell people. How many of you have support networks, have girlfriends, have partners, have parents, have whatever that support you the way that you need it? Put the thumbs up and hearts, because all of you on here are supporting each other. And that's so, so important. So when you can ride the wave of these emotions, then you really find out what you're capable of. So what we're going to do is you're going to push your old beliefs to the limit. You're going to imagine, you're going to feel, you're going to visualize, you're going to intention what you believe is possible. The one thing you thought was impossible can now be possible. So do you guys get that? Like, are you getting that? The thing that I thought before, I could never quit, I could never not work for someone, I needed the security. Well, honestly, like, there's no security unless I find the security in myself. So that old belief that I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, if I never dropped off the cliff, I never would have grew my wings. I would never be where I am today. Maybe I would eventually get there, so maybe never is an extreme. But unless I jump, I don't know if I can fly. So I'm going to take the risk and freaking jump. So if you want to jump with me, I want to know what you're willing to jump for. What right now are you willing to jump for? What's worth it right now to jump for? What old belief are you willing to say that you're not going to limit me anymore? You know, all of us get told lots of things, but you only believe what you want to believe for however long you want to believe it. Now, I'm a mental health professional as well as an integrative life empowerment coach, and I specifically work with women on my coaching side, and I see all different kinds of people on my therapeutic side. So although I'm a mental health professional and I know that there are reasons why we do what we do, it doesn't mean that it has to be that way. And when you start daring to believe that it doesn't have to be that way, you create solutions. And when you know yourself, you create viable solutions that will help you live the way you want to be living. So what are you willing to jump for? Rita says love, joy, and peace. Rita, I want to know specifics. What is one thing that you're willing to jump for love, joy, and peace? What is one old belief that you're willing to say no more? Right? No more. Gabby says, I can do it. I am enough. I am enough. Freaking powerful words right there. I have everything I need to finish my... So, for those of you who don't know, Gabby's going for a PhD. And that is some tough shit right there. It is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of persistence, determination, sustainable behavior. It's rough. So yeah, you do have everything you need, Gabby, right? So you're going to defy your limiting beliefs. How are you going to do that? You're going to identify what doesn't match. If it doesn't match the way you want to be living, see how you can push the boundary. See how you can believe that you're capable of something different. You're going to identify what does work or what does resonate within you, what matches. So what does match, what might match, what has the potential to match, and you're going to try those things on, because what do you have to lose? You won't have anything different than what you had before if it doesn't work out, right? And then you're going to do that. You're going to practice. And if it's not working out the way you want it, switch it. So sometimes you may have to give it time. But you know, we think that once we do something, that's all we can do. That's not all you can do. Oh, Rita says, I don't know what matches yet. Rita, you need to come to the Vision Roadmap workshops. In there, you find what matches. You start discovering how you really want to be and interact in this world. And it's a phenomenal process. If any of the other women on here have been in that virtual roadmap workshop, let us know one thing that you discovered about yourself in there that you're willing to share. Because when you don't know, we get to explore. So how much time is enough? I think you have to know yourself. So you have to know yourself and what your limits are. Because part of this, what you're capable of, is too also identifying what your limits. So that's a great question. How do I know what I'm willing to risk and what I'm not willing to risk? Well, if I don't jump, I'll never know. So am I satisfied with never knowing? For me, I was not satisfied with not ever knowing if I could be successful at this. And I had everyone in the world telling me that I could be. But until I took that action, until I had action which created my clarity, I didn't know. But I knew all the worst thing that could happen is that I would go back and work for someone else, which I had already been doing. So ask yourself, like, what's the worst that can happen? And see if you're willing to do that. Does that make sense? If anyone else has been in the Vision Roadmap workshops on here, I know there's a couple of people. If you don't want to share, that's totally cool. But if you will share and you feel like sharing something that you got from that workshop, I'd appreciate if you put in those comments, because help these other women figure out, like, what are the ways in which you have found out what you really wanted to be doing and how you wanted to live and what that really meant to you, this authentic life. Okay. The last thing you need to do, and then I want to wrap it up, is you have to commit to yourself. So let me say that one more time. You have to commit to yourself. Not first to your family, not first to your children, not first to your parents, not first to your friends, not first to your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You have to commit to you first. If I didn't commit to myself today, I would never be able to sit here in front of you. I had to reserve the energy. I had to commit to being here fully present with you because you are that important. I am that important to deliver this message, right? So that one person can walk away from here feeling like they have the capability to live and be however they want to live and be. That's the ticket, without judgment, right? Commit to you. It's not about selfish. It's not about not caring about other people. It's not about loving others. It's not about not doing all those things that you like doing. What it's about is building your capacity, your capability to love and be with yourself more than any other so that you can then be with others. Okay? So I want to know with thumbs up and hearts, how many of you are willing to commit to you? Show me thumbs up and hearts if you're willing to commit. If you push thumbs up and hearts, but you want to do the comment section, put yes. If you're willing to do for you, commit to you first so that you can love others more, so that you can do more things, so you can live your life more the way that you want to be living it, right? Okay, so I had quite a few people. I know that there is Rita, and I can't see all the faces, so sorry if I missed. I think Gabby was on there. Margaret says, thanks, Rita, for putting in the comments. Put in the comments below. Margaret says about the workshop, I love the workshop. I kind of realized that my hobby and the thing that makes me happy and maybe what will, oh crap, I just lost it. What will be, something about enough. So, right, so Margaret discovered that what her hobby is something that she could build upon to create prosperity in her own life. That's a huge realization to have. Because you know what? If this is something that you're passionate about, turn it into something that can make you money. And if you don't know how to do that, I can help you figure that out. This is exactly what I've done. So you can private message me if you want. So about the commitment to yourself, Rita says yes. Gabby says yes. Rita says it is scary though. Yes, scary. But are you happier living the way you're living now? I mean, there's the truth right there. Scary? Over mediocre? Rita, I know you. You're not a mediocre woman. You're not. Find women like the women in this group to support you. If you need more support than that, you can private message me. We can talk about that. Margaret, yes. Margaret says, be less scareable. Trust yourself. You know. You have the divine knowing within you. You know better than anyone else. You know. So with that, I want you to think about finding traction every time. Finding traction when you think there is nothing to give you any traction. And I guarantee you that there is something, and that something is you, and you will be there every time, and you are worth it. Continue to find traction and continue to test and push your limits so that you can find out what you are truly capable of, so that you can become whatever you want to become and live however you want to live. I love all of you. Thank you so much for your support. If you're not watching this live and you found something in this video that resonates with you, please feel free to comment below. We would love to hear your comments and support you. So I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful night. And don't forget, commit to you first. All right? I will talk to you all later. Bye. Mwah.